anime has touched black people in America in a different way, in my opinion.
Let's dive into why black people love anime so much. For one, let's just point out the obvious. It's not always some white guy who's the hero. Matter of fact, anime doesn't even work in the terms of hero or villain. It's more like protagonist and antagonist. When you look up the definition of protagonist, it just means the main character. When you look up antagonist, it's usually the opposite of the protagonist, which means they have different ideologies. Doesn't necessarily mean their ideologies are right or wrong per se. It's just a matter of perspective. For example, we'll use Naruto and Sasuke. For those who don't know it, you just don't know. That's not my problem. Naruto was more like save the planet, whereas Sasuke kept getting screwed over by politics and discrimination and etc. and so forth. So his response to that, to everything, was warranted. So was Madara Uchiha, so was Pain, so was Obito. We'll give the other end of that spectrum. The second Hokage would be considered a protagonist under those circumstances, but the guy was a racist. Who else? Danzo. For people who know Danzo is a full-on villain. Like, protagonist, antagonist, or not, that man is a pure T villain. Like, just not a good person. But in context of the show, he'd be considered a protagonist. It's just the way he went about things. We'll use One Piece as another example. Luffy is a pirate. From all circumstances, he would be the quote-unquote villain. But in context of the show, he's the protagonist, and the antagonist would be considered the Navy. You see what I'm saying? It gives complexity to life, that everything isn't always as it seems, good isn't always good, bad isn't always bad. It's just a matter of perspective, and shows a trend of what people have gone to get there. Not to say Marvel and DC don't do those same things, but it's a diversification of characters. You don't see the same old type of character who's a superhero, who's this, who that, who gets all the shine. It's such a diversity in characters and complexities and how they got to this point, etc., etc., etc. That's one context of it. There's only like a few people in anime, like in mainstream characters, who are just purely evil. Like in Demon Slayer or Goblin Slayer, whatever, the goblins are pure evil. Danzo is pure evil. Aizen is a damn lunatic. And there's a few other characters that's like that. So that's why anime is such a popular thing with black people, because it gives a whole perspective to life. It doesn't just give this one-sided narrative where you could agree with the protagonist and you can agree with the antagonist, or at least understand how they got there. Yeah, it's fantasy, it's lore, but they also give a lot of moral ethics and codes and honor to things, where it makes you less judgmental and open-minded to everybody's situation. Then they give a lot of stuff has historical context to their culture or other people's culture and whatnot. It's not just, they don't do things just for no reason or because they think it's cool. There's like a lot of historical background behind things, like Orochimaru. Orochimaru's whole character is based on a whole like god or like a deity or something like that. So things of that nature. The Susanoo is that, Akatsuki is that, other things in nature like that, like Goku. Son Goku is like the monkey god that's based on historical events. So anime just has such a diverse complexity behind it, that even though it's in like cartoon form, that it's hard to even look at as a cartoon. Like it's like real life scenarios, reality, and situations, just made in a more playful manner. That's why. Like, hell, this tattoo on my neck is from Naruto. All the way goes down. I gotta finish it, go down my arm, but that's what it's from. It's just, and even this has like symbolic meaning within their historical events and all the other stuff. The name of it, the whole nine. It's just what it is. It's not just this generalization of thing. It really gives you a deep dive of how life is and how life can go.